entry, July 7th, 2020.
I am a warrior. I am a light bringer. I am a Candelaria.
Candelaria. That's the topic for today's podlog entry. And first I want to start by giving a shout out of thanks to my lovely wife Regina for her Serena Mendez warrior interpretation. What is a Candelaria and what is the significance in the book? Much of what is represented in Serpent Rising and subsequently in Book 2 Revelation is fictionalized around the Candelaria name and the genetic profile that goes into this particular sect of luminarians. The luminarians are loosely different groups and organizations who are truth warriors. How the use of Candelaria in my book came to pass is really quite interesting and had to do with discussion I was having with a close friend whose mother was seriously ill or she had just passed away, and he was discussing some features of his mother, who was a nurse and a healer, and he said she was a Candelaria. And I thought that that was a title denoting a light bringer, and in this case giving homage to his mother as a healer. But I found out that that is actually a surname, and I learned much about the Candlemas ceremony, which is not only present in the Catholic Church and throughout Christianity as a way of celebrating the Virgin of Candelaria in these candle-held processions, but actually has been incorporated into other religions through a process called syncretism, which is when different religious elements amalgamate into local cultures and customs. According to Wikipedia, in 1392, a statue washed up on a beach in the Canary Islands and was discovered by the local inhabitants, the Guanches, in this case a couple of goat herds, and the statue depicted the Virgin Mary as a black Madonna holding a child in one hand and a green candle in another. And as is depicted in this picture of the appearance or apparition of the Virgin to the Guanches, the robe worn by the Madonna has a number of messages that are woven into the hem of her garments, and these 7 messages have never been decoded and their meaning is unknown. This, of course, piqued my interest quite a bit, and I incorporated the mystery of these 7 words and messages into the storyline quite extensively, both in Book 1 and in Book 2. What is also interesting is that the particular Canary Island, Tenerife, where this statue washed up, is thought to potentially be a part of the landmass remaining from the lost continent of Atlantis, and the genealogy of the inhabitants of this island is somewhat different from the surrounding areas. There are many blue-eyed, blonde-haired individuals, and there are researchers who think that the inhabitants of this island are actually descendants of the people of Atlantis. What's also very interesting is their language is quite different and has roots with the Dravidian subculture, which is present in the Indus Valley of the Indian subcontinent. So there are a lot of intriguing elements that trace back to the Candelaria. Although much of my storyline is fictionalized, it provided a rich source of material that fit very well into the mythology and the plot and characters present in Serpent Rising. And that concludes today's podlog entry.